I was, I was in the service 20 years ago, and I was on my way back in. I the bishop asked me to take care of a parish before I went back into the service. I had a commission actually ready, signed, and everything. I just was putting off the date. So I went to Archbishop Broglio and applied to the Archdiocese of Military Services and got that going. The bishop discerned one day, it was April 2016, to go in the service. So I started the ball that fall, and then January 2017 he calls me out of the blue and asks me to go to that parish to help them out. Well, what happened in short was I never left because it was so bad. Things were so bad that I couldn't just leave within a year. The bishop asked me to go for a year and to take care of things, and 1 year led to two. And then after 2 years, I finally got everything where I needed it, and my heart just, I couldn't, they still kind of needed me, and they would have, we had to start over. They had 10 priests in like 8 years, and so I was like the most stable thing they had in over a decade, and I put it off again. And I even had, oh my gosh, do you hear that? There is some lapdog that's screaming bloody murder. Anyways, so I put off my commission, and then COVID hit. In 2019, I put it off. I was gonna go in the fall of 2019. Then I called up the vicar of clergy, and I said I'm gonna do it one more year. But then COVID hit in the spring of 2020, and then I was still going in the service that fall. In the early spring of 21, I couldn't leave in the middle of COVID, but then in October, actually this week is my 5-year anniversary from that near-death accident. For those who don't know, I was driving on the highway at highway speeds, and an older couple, a very odd situation, just pulled out in front of me on the highway, and they stopped, and perpendicular, they had a 50-foot RV, brand new 50-foot RV, pulled out in front of me, and I smacked it so hard that I sent it flying. I couldn't go left or right. There was the farmer, in the ditch waiting for this RV to turn around, and it couldn't because it was so big, and it was an 88-year-old man with one eye. He was blind in one eye. I couldn't go straight. I would have hit him and his wife in the front, so I went left as hard as I could and put my van on two wheels, and I hit the back end and crushed the van like a can. That's where I got all my traumas, and I flipped that RV on its side, and it skidded down the road like 100 feet and started on fire. It was a pretty crazy situation. I'll leave it at that. But that accident just changed everything. Changed my spine, my brain, my life, in every possible way. And then I lost my commission to the Air Force. I was going to go in, and once in a while I'll be like, it bothers me. I have to let it go. But for 2 years I put off my commission so that I could make sure Lynden Station, St. Mary's, was well enough to be on their own when I left. And it was too late. So my dream was always to be an officer. My dream was to be a pilot. The first thing, I was 4 years old when I watched Top Gun. 4 or 5, but I watched Top Gun and I was hooked. I'm like, that's what I want to do. And anytime anyone asked me what I wanted to do with my life, I'd be like, I want to be a pilot. Didn't know which kind of pilot yet, but I knew I wanted to be Tom Cruise. As many millions of fighter pilot, airline pilots, all the pilots in the world who's ever seen that movie, it is very inspiring. and it gets you going. Even to this day, it's like 35 years old, and it is an amazing movie. And then I'm a fan of the second one too. So I got a dog problem right now. I gotta go. Anyways, so yeah, I lost my commission, and I'm tempted to try to do it again. Now, before you're like, wondering what does that mean, there is a small sliver of there might be a way to get back in the service, even with my crazy health issues. I am still in the age group. I'm right at the end. But for chaplains, for priest chaplains especially, they have the fewest chaplains in any military branch. It's the Air Force. And out in the Air Force, the chaplains that they have the least of are Catholic priests. I think they're down to like 25, 30 right now in the entire Air Force. And they can give you a commission. Congress would have to pass it, but I would have to get a lot of waivers. I probably would have to have at least 6+ waivers. And if I pass the PT test, which I might be able to, it's not that hard. Do a 2-mile run in 14 minutes, do your calisthenics, and that's it. And I can already do that. So I can't run 5 miles with a rock, but I don't need to as a chaplain. So because of the need of the military and need of chaplains, especially Catholic chaplains, the greater body of believers in the Air Force are Catholic, and the least representative body of chaplains is Catholic priests. So there's a huge need. There is a chance that I can talk to Archbishop Broglio, and he talk to the right people and talk to the right recruiters in the Air Force. They might be able to get the Congress to give me several waivers. I thought to share, yeah, I lost my commission, and it really, that in the first couple years, 2021 especially, when I realized that was when I realized when I was in this hospital, after I was having those seizures, that I realized my commission was really on the line. And then the next year of all that health issues in and out of the hospital, it was pretty obvious, especially with the spine trauma and the hydrocephalus issues, the brain injury, the migraines, the post-concussion syndrome, yada yada yada. So yeah, but there is a real small chance, so we'll see. But yep, always wanted to be a pilot, always wanted to be an officer, always wanted to serve my country. And my eyes were bad when I was in high school. I started losing my vision. I still need glasses to drive. So that's when that changed to me going into the Air Force, enlisted, and I applied and I became a combat controller trainee. I was in the apprenticeship for a couple months, but I trained for almost 2 years for that. That was my dream job. But yeah, we'll see. I'm going to call the Archdiocese tomorrow. Something that came up in prayer. I'm like, you know what? Might as well. Because if I can just get a couple years, that would be fun. It would be fun. I don't want to finish my 20. I got 4 in. I don't need to go 16 years. I mean, but maybe 4, maybe 6 years. I think it would be good for my health. I think the structure and the environment might be really good for my health. That's my theory, because that might give me the structure to move on in life. It's when you're in health crisis for so long, going on 5 years now, that's your life. Your brain I'm wired for that environment, because I'm wired for all of the symptoms and syndromes that I struggle with. The medicine regimen I'm on, all that stuff becomes your life. You don't know how to escape it, and it's like a prison. So we'll see. God bless. Hope you have a great week, and go Pack Go.